Hi students, today we discuss the structure of animal cell. Structure of animal cell. Generally, the bodies of living organisms are made by chamber-like structures called cells. So the bodies of animals are also made by cells. What is a cell? The mass of cytoplasm, that is surround or enclosed or covered by plasma membrane, is called cell. So the mass of cytoplasm, that is bound or enclosed or covered by plasma membrane, is called cell. So this is the definition of cell. So cell contains plasma membrane and cytoplasm. So this is cytoplasm, this is plasma membrane. So the cytoplasm is covered or bound by plasma membrane. So this is the definition of cell. The word cell derived from Latin word cella. So the term or word cell is derived from the Latin word cella. Cella means room. Cella means room. So the bodies of the living organisms are animals, plants, and other organisms are made by room-like structures called cells. So cell, the Latin word cella means room. Next, generally cells are divided into two types. Prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So cells are divided into two types, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. What are prokaryotes and what are eukaryotes? Prokaryotes means the cell which does not possess a distinct nucleus is called prokaryotes. So this is prokaryotic cell. A distinct nucleus is absent in this cell. So nucleus is absent in prokaryotes. Example of prokaryotes are bacteria, blue-green algae, blue-green algae, mycoplasma, etc. So these are the examples of prokaryotes. Generally, the prokaryotes are single-celled organisms. Prokaryotes are single-celled organisms. So, prokaryotes means without nucleus. So, the cell which does not possess a distinct nucleus are called prokaryotes. Example of prokaryotes are bacteria, blue-green algae, mycoplasma. Generally, prokaryotes are single-celled organisms. Next, eukaryotes. Eukaryotes means the cells which possess a distinct nucleus or a specific nucleus called eukaryotes. So, eukaryotes possess a distinct nucleus. The cells which possess nucleus are called eukaryotes. Example of eukaryotes are amoeba, euglena, paramecium. Human cells are eukaryotes. Example, amoeba, euglena, paramecium. Human cells are the examples of eukaryotes. Generally, eukaryotes are either single-celled or multicellular. Here, in these examples, amoeba, euglena, paramecium are single-celled organisms, but human beings are multicellular. So, these are the prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So, cells are divided into prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Nucleus is absent in prokaryotes. Nucleus is present in eukaryotes. Next, the cells are smallest units of the organisms. Very smallest units. Cells are very smallest units. The cells do not observe directly with our eyes. The cells are observed with the help of microscope. So, cells are very smallest units of the organisms. Cells are structural and functional units of the organisms. Next, what are the functions of cells? Some functions are cells provide structure and support. So, the cells provide structure and support, gives structure and gives support to the organism. So, our body is made by cells. So, it gives structure and gives support. Next, cells facilitate growth through mitosis. So, the cells helps to organisms in the growth. Here mitosis. What is mitosis? Cell undergoes divisions. Divisions are three types: mitosis, amitosis, and meiosis. So the cells helps in growth to organisms. The cells undergoes mitotic divisions to produce large number of new cells. The new cells helps in growth of that organism. So it facilitates growth through mitosis. So cell undergoes mitotic divisions to produce a large number of new cells. Next, cells allow passive and active transport. What are active and passive transport? Here, the cell is enclosed by plasma membrane. The plasma membrane regulates the movement of substances in or out of the cell. So the substances passes through the cell membrane. Well, what is passive transport? Passive transport means the substances which are travel in or out of the cells without using of energy is called passive transport. So the energy does not utilize in the passive transport. Next, what is active transport? The substances which are passes or travel through plasma membrane by the using of energy is called active transport. So the cell membrane, the substances are transported through plasma membrane in or out of the cell by passive or active transport. Next, cells produce energy. Cytoplasm of the cell contains mitochondria. Mitochondria are the sites of aerobic respiration. Aerobic means the respiration occurs in the presence of oxygen. So by the utilizing of oxygen called aerobic respiration. So the mitochondria are the sites of aerobic respiration. In this process, energy is released in the form of ATP. So cells produce energy. Next, cells create metabolic reactions. Metabolic reactions are two types: catabolic and anabolic. Catabolic and anabolic. What are catabolic reactions? The breakdown of compounds in these cells called catabolic. Breakdown of compounds. Breakdown of compounds is called catabolic. Anabolic. Example of catabolic is breakdown of glucoses. Breakdown of glucoses is called catabolic. Anabolic. Anabolic means the synthesis of compounds or building up of compounds is called anabolic. Building up of compounds is called anabolic reactions. Example, protein, synthesis, carbohydrate, synthesis, lipid, synthesis. So the proteins carbohydrates and lipids are formed in the cells. So these are the examples of anabolic. So the catabolic and anabolic, collectively called metabolic reactions. So the cells create metabolic reactions, aid in reproduction, help in cells, helps in reproduction. During formation of gametes, during the formation of gametes or reproductive cells, the gamete mother cells undergoes meiotic divisions to produce gametes, male and female gametes. So the cells helps in reproduction. So these are the few functions of cell. Next, structure of animal cell. Animal cell is round or irregular shaped structure. This is cell membrane. So cell is enclosed by a cell membrane. The cell membrane bound cytoplasm. So inside the cell membrane, fluid-like substance is present called cytoplasm. So cell contains fluid-like substance called cytoplasm. Generally, the center of the cell contains a distinct nucleus. This is nucleus. The nucleus is surrounded by a nuclear membrane. Inside the nuclear membrane, fluid-like substance is present called nuclear fluid. The nuclear fluid contains nucleolus. And filament-like structures called chromosomes. Nuclear membrane, nucleolus, chromosomes. The chromosomes contains DNA or genes. The genes and chromosomes helps in heredity. What is heredity? Heredity means the characters transfer from parents to next generation is called heredity. So the chromosomes and their genes carry characters from parents to next generation. So the chromosomes and genes helps in heredity. Next, between plasma cell membrane and nucleus. Cytoplasm is present. The cytoplasm contains different type of cell organelles like centrosome, centrosome. So the animal cell possesses centrosome. It is located near to the nucleus. The centrosome contains two cylindrical shaped structures called centrioles. So the centrosome contains two cylindrical shaped structures called centrioles. The centrioles produce filament-like structures. The filament-like structures are spindle fibers. So centrioles of the centrosome produce spindle fibers, which forms spindle apparatus during cell division. So during cell division, the centrosome divides into centrioles. This is one centriole, this is another centriole. The centriole produce filament-like structures called spindle fibers. The spindle fibers forms spindle apparatus. The spindle fibers attach to chromosomes, parts of the chromosomes. So the centrosome possesses two centrioles which produce spindle fibers during cell division, which forms spindle apparatus. So the centrosome and centrioles helps in cell division. Cell undergoes mitotic divisions, amitotic divisions, and meiotic divisions or meiosis. So in these divisions, the centrioles of the centrosome produce spindle fibers which forms spindle apparatus, which helps in cell division. So this is centrosome. Next cell organelle is Golgi apparatus. This is Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus possesses flat-like structures and sac-like structures. It was discovered by Camillo Golgi. Hence the name Golgi apparatus. What are the functions of Golgi apparatus? The Golgi apparatus are the sites of glycoproteins and glycolipids. So the glycoproteins and glycolipids are synthesized in the Golgi apparatus. So Golgi apparatus are the sites of synthesis of glycoproteins and glycolipids. Next cell organelle is endoplasmic reticulum. This is endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum is extended between cell membrane and nuclear membrane. So this is endoplasmic reticulum. Or ER, endoplasmic reticulum. Surface of the sum of endoplasmic reticulum possess ribosomes. So the ER which possess ribosomes on their surface is called rough endoplasmic reticulum. So the endoplasmic reticulum which possess ribosomes on their surface is called rough endoplasmic reticulum. So these are ribosomes. But some of the ER does not contains ribosomes on their surfaces. So those surfaces are smooth. This type of ER is called smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. What are the functions of endoplasmic reticulum? The rough endoplasmic reticulum synthesizes the proteins. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum is the site of